This is the Action Movie Guys podcast, bringing you action movie reviews from across the decades, plus box office numbers and insight like never before. And now, your hosts of the Action Movie Guys podcast, Alex and Nate.
Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the Action Movie Guys podcast. We are continuing the Sean Connery Bond watch through. Now we're up to the third film of his playing Bond, and we're up to Goldfinger from 1965. I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and my co-host is
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
All right, Nate. Now, this is the one I could think, if I ask you, have you heard anything about Goldfinger? I think you might have. This is like the most famous one that everyone thinks about. So what did you hear about Goldfinger?
Nothing. Well, I knew that one part of the song that I've been singing for the last,
2 weeks.
2 months. Since we announced we were doing this series, I sing it every day. So I know that part of that song. I know the image of the painted lady, the golden, that she's all gold. And that's it. Other than that, all I know is Goldmember from Austin Powers. And I know he's sort of like based off of, Goldfinger. So, but it's a very common name of a Bond movie. Goldfinger. So that's all I know. So I kind of like that. I went in pretty much blind content-wise on the movie, except for the lady.
Yeah, I mean, look, Goldfinger to me, it's one of the staple, there's always that one line in Goldfinger, which we'll talk about during our review breakdown, but there's certain catchy lines in this movie, whether it's Pussy Galore, whether it's Odd Job, we get to finally see Odd Job. And this is the first time ever they debut the Aston Martin DB5, the silver car that they brought back when Pierce Brosnan played him in GoldenEye. That was the believe the next time they put out that car. So after Sean Connery, the next time you see that car is with Pierce Brosnan in GoldenEye when he's driving in the mountain time, in the beginning, when he's racing the Ferrari.
With the stupid music.
So, with pow wow. The porno music.
What is going on here?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty cool. So this is the first time we get to hear an actual singer singing, Shirley Bassey, I believe that's her name, that sings Goldfinger. So anyway, we'll get into that stuff, but let's first get to the critics and the audience and see what they thought about Goldfinger.
Let me tell you something. Tremendous. Yeah. These get higher and higher. Every single movie we do of this franchise, this one has a 99% critic score.
Ooh.
Who is the person that gave it a negative review? That's what I wanted. Who watched this and was like, nah, this movie stinks? I don't know. It was somebody, or maybe two people. It has an 89% audience score. I understand audiences, they could be a little fickle, but still 99 and 89, really just 3 in a row, knocking it out the park, over 90, like 95% for all of them.
You know what's crazy? We were talking about it, right? Daniel Craig had the advantage due to the technology advances and the better screenwriters. But now looking at these 3 Sean Connery movies, I think they had some pretty good writers in the 60s.
yeah, and good direction for 60s films as well.
I kind of agree. But look, critics is at a 99 plus whatever. You know what? It's like Derek Jeter. They didn't allow this dude to go in at 100. Someone did not vote for him. And Ken Griffey.
Did that?
That's Susio.
I need to find it. I need to find the one bad
review. We got to find the 2 dudes that put 99 on Ken Griffey and Derek Jeter, because those two needed to be at 100.
Exactly.
But anyway, that's baseball talk, which is funny. But yes, all right. So with that said, let's talk about the now main opening song, Goldfinger, Shirley Bassey. All right, Nate, take it away.
Goldfinger. All right, that's the last time I'm going to do it. That was the last one. Now that we're done with it, I'm retiring it. So 5 out of 5. Opening credits. 5 out of 5. So this is the first one. This is the first Bond movie, now that we've seen all the other ones, that has the combination of all of the rest of the Bond movies. Cold open scene. Yeah. That has nothing to do with the movie, really. Just action scene where that guy gets electrocuted and James Bond lets that girl get chopped in the back of the head with that thing. Loved it.
Oh, I loved it.
It was hilarious. Yeah. He's like, bop. She got bop. I loved it. Then you got Cold Open, which then goes into the opening credits, which is the first time it has an actual song with lyrics. It's not just instrumental. And you get a great song. This song is great. Besides that one part that I keep singing, it's a really good, catchy song. And, it plays throughout the movie, just the musical part of it. And it's great. So you got a great song. Then the credits are great. Like, you got the women. They're all gold. and it's like projecting scenes from the other movies onto them, like James Bond driving or fighting or, stuff like that. Great. So you get the girls, you get the song, you get the cold open, and you know what you get from me? A 5 out of 5. This was the forerunner for the rest of what was going to happen through this franchise, and I didn't think there was anything bad about it.
Yeah, look, I agree. I mean, and funny is they projecting the movie. That's the movie, Goldfinger. Yeah.
Well, there was clips from the other movies too that wasn't.
Yeah, some movie. On Bond stuff, but with Goldfinger, you see him throughout the silhouettes. But you're right, it had everything. When she started to sing, I was like, oh man, now you're in like you said, now you're in the Bond world. Once the music kicked in, and what I loved about it, right? You had the Goldfinger part, but this dude Jerry Barry or Barry, whatever his name is, the one that composed it, there, John Barry, that composed it.
Jerry Barry,
Jerry Barry, baby. He's like a frozen yogurt. Jerry Barry, frozen yogurt.
Oh yeah, this is a Ben and Jerry's Jerry Barry.
Jerry Barry. Yeah. So the thing about him that I loved is how he fused that style of music with the Bond theme. Because you hear it right, it's like Goldfinger, and then went and then went right back to the and I loved it. I was like, yo, this is pretty good. It gets you into the actual film. I loved it. I thought it was great. I agree. I gave it a 5. I think the silhouettes of the females, the movie projecting on them, the music score is phenomenal. I mean, it's very memorable. The singing and everything. The cold open. I mean, we could talk about it with the Sean Connery, but I gotta bring this up. I had to, because when I was watching this, I was like, I hope Nate, because Nate is an action guy. Yeah. And I hope he remembers what other movie that came out in the 90s that did the opening of this movie. And I know he's not going to remember.
I couldn't remember it.
I know
wasn't
you
sure.
don't.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little movie from James Cameron called True Lies. It's the same opening as Arnold coming in with the duck.
Oh, you're right.
It's the same opening. It's the same GoldenEye opening. He has the white suit with the red rose when he takes off the swimsuit. It's the same exact opening.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I didn't think about it. Yeah, I didn't put two and two together. I just kept thinking of when you asked me, I just kept thinking of other Bond movies, and I was like, I don't remember.
Yeah, I was like, I hope he remembers the cold open. They both had the same cold open, which is actually, I think he gave it a nod to Goldfinger. He had to give a gold.
That was James. That was James Cameron's James Bond movie, True Lies.
Yeah, and I think he literally not stole it, but he paid homage with that, with the skiing and him shooting and running. Like that is all totally James Bond. But I loved it. I thought it was good. Anyway, 5 out of 5 with that. All right, let's get right into the main character, Sean Connery, again for the third time.
Oh, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. Give it a 5. He's great again. Listen, I didn't know what to expect going into this. I was like, oh, shoot. Craig was awesome. Brosnan was mostly awesome. Dalton was half and half. One really good, one okay. Roger Moore, didn't love him. So now I'm like, okay, going back, I'm like, oh, shoot. Well, if Roger Moore wasn't that good and he did it a bunch of times, I didn't know what I was going to get. And I should have known Connery was going to be good because he's a great actor. But you know what? I give him a 5 still. I think he is great in this movie. The only difference between this movie and the first two is he is way more with the ladies in this movie. Like, in the first 15 minutes, there's 3 different women that he's like, he got the girl that he let get slapped in the head. He got the girl who's giving him a massage in Miami. Then he's hooking up with the binoculars girl. Then it's like...
That's Jill. Yeah, Jill.
Yeah, Jill. Yeah. And then he meets her sister. He don't hook up with her, but he meets her. He's like, I know your sister. And then, of course, pussy galore by the end of it. I mean, and then he smacks her on the butt. Everything. This movie, he is really, really like this is like Austin Powers. He's like crazy with the ladies. However, besides that, he's still got all the other things you like. He's great in the action scenes. You know what scene? There's a small line of dialogue that I really liked that shows, it adds a little character to him. And it's early on when he's talking to M, and M is telling him like, oh, you got to do this mission, you got to do it right or whatever, something along those lines. And James Bond like apologizes for the way he handled the certain mission. He's like, okay. He basically is like, I screwed up, but I still want to be on the mission. I don't want to be replaced by 008 or whatever. And I was like, even that little bit of this character who's always so confident and always is just like, he's pretty much a superhero. He even has that little moment of like, okay, I screwed up. Fine. I apologize. Don't take me off. And that adds a little flavor. And I liked it. Other than that, this is a Bond movie. He does all the Bond stuff, and he's great. 5.
Yeah, I think this is when the girl was dust in gold.
Yes.
Like because he let her get in close to him. I agree. I gave him Sean Connery 5 too. I liked him in this one. I mean, so far his Bond didn't go backwards. it just stays flatline. Like they knew what they were writing and they just continue going with it. They were like, we know what we have. Is he pushy at times? Yeah. I mean, especially when he threw pussy galore in the hay and he forced himself on her. And all of a sudden they started making out. I was just like, look, it is what it is. 60s at this time. So different time. You can't have it now. But I agree. He was worked. And this one had every element of Bond. You had the gadgets. Now, this one, the Q branch now is full-fledged in this one, man. They gave you a lot of the gadgets. They introduced the cars. They gave 007 the tracker. They gave him even the Gatling gun in the beginning that looked mad fake when he shot it. And then
it shoots out from like his hip. That was hilarious.
Yeah, and again, we could laugh at it now, but I bet at the time we're not gonna notice it. We were like, wow, that was actually pretty cool. Right. Now, I mean, you can see all the stop motion and all that stuff, but I thought it worked very well. Sean Connery is a hell of a Bond. Rewatching it, I think it's a toss-up between him, Pierce Brosnan, and Daniel Craig. I think those are the big three. To me, those are the big three of the Bonds. You could choose which way you want to go with those three because each of them had their generational styles to them. So it's okay. I mean, I'm always going to go with my Pierce Brosnan, where Nate is going to go with his Daniel Craig. Again,
I like them all. Those three are the three best by far.
And it's funny, right? It's like Pierce Brosnan has the swag and the charm and looks really handsome. Sean Connery just straight charm and he is just awesome. And then Daniel Craig is just a brute. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah, he's a pit bull.
Given time. Yeah, he's like the brute. Now, if you put them all together, you just get that ultimate Bond.
Yeah, he's kind of weird looking. Daniel Craig's a little weird looking. He's not as studly as these other guys.
No, but anyway, other than that, look, Sean Connery, amazing. 5. Now, main villain. We got, oh my God. Now, I know we have Odd Job, and you go, oh my God, is it Odd Job?
We're going to talk about Odd Job.
We could. Talk about him, though. Yeah. We could. But no, it's my man, Goldfinger, played by Grant Forby.
Oh, right? Goldfinger! I know I said I retired it, but I had to do it one more time.
Well, what do you think of the man with the spider's touch?
The man with the spider's touch. Yeah. Look, this is the first great Bond villain, in my opinion. Because if you're talking about, not the first one we've reviewed, because we reviewed them out of order, but as far as 3 movies into we're now 3 movies into the actual franchise, he is the first great villain. I thought he was great, a 5 out of 5, a perfect Bond villain. And, we got to categorize these things because categories, they exist, right? Everything can't always be, it's not always the same playing field. Like, these movies are not the same as other kind of action movies or comic book action movies or, whatever. And within the world of Bond, I think he is a perfect Bond villain. And the reason why he's best out of the 3 so far is he's in the movie a lot. Unlike the first 2, where they're not even in it. This guy's in it from the very beginning. In Miami, playing cards. He's just like a chubby guy who looks kind of regular, but he's rich. They were trying to figure out how he's smuggling the gold. He's into gold, which is hilarious because his name is Goldfinger and he happens to love gold. He has a golden gun, which is awesome.
I love gold.
That's all I could think of when I was thinking of it. I love gold. He had a golden gun, which was awesome. He would kill. He just killed people. He killed that girl. He's like, oh, you betrayed me in my card cheating? Dead. The way she died was hilarious, though. By the way, he painted her too much, so she had skin suffocation. I don't even think that's real, but whatever.
It is. It is.
If you paint your whole body, you just die?
Yeah, because of the chemical. The way, so if you look it up, it's actually a real thing. And then Bond said the line about it.
But I don't think skin suffocation's real. Maybe there is a chemical reaction that can happen, but he said if you leave a little patch on her back, she wouldn't have died. I don't think that's real, but that's okay.
I don't know, but I know of it. And I think that's pretty accurate from the Mythbusters.
Oh, okay. The Mythbusters did it? Well, I got to check it out. Anyway, the point is hilarious. A way to, hilarious way to kill somebody. Just paint them gold and then they die. So he's killing people. He's shooting people. He kills people himself. He does have henchmen, but he be busting some caps as well. So I like that. He's got a great plan. What is it called? The Grand Slam or something like that? Project Grand Slam.
Project Grand Slam, yeah.
Great name. Gonna go into Fort Knox, blow it up, and make all the gold radioactive for 58 years. It is so specific. It is so James Bond. And let me just add, Odd Job, amazing. The first great henchman. So in this movie, you get your first great villain and your first great henchman. I only knew Odd Job from the GoldenEye N64 game because we weren't allowed to pick him. When me and my friends would play, he was because he was short and he was hard to kill.
He was mad good. Yeah.
You can never pick Oddjob was cheating. That's how I know Oddjob. And now seeing him in the movie, the dude is cheating, bro. Bond hits him, busts pipes on him. He just laughs. he crushes the golf ball. Hilarious. He has a hat that could decapitate people. Amazing. I love them both. I will give them both a 5. The villain game in this one, strong.
I agree with you. You know, it's funny, right? Like, we got the newer movies, and I can't see what, besides Javier Bardem in terms of the Daniel Craig movies, he was the best one out of all 5 of them. Yeah. But they never had that type of Goldfinger type of character. I think Goldfinger is a staple to me now, like, in terms of Bond villain. Like, is it someone diabolical this way? And you're right. He didn't fight Bond, but his mastermind was everywhere. This dude Bond is such a nut that he goes to the main villains and play golf with them.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
Yeah. Like, he knew, like, they all know him. So it's like, it's actually pretty cool. But you're right. He's everywhere. He's playing thousands of dollars of gin rummy and cheating his way through.
He cheats at every game he plays.
Yeah, he cheats. Yeah.
He's a super bad guy.
Yeah, he pays pussy galore to be with him. Yep. So he has a hot chick around. So, like, you're right. Like, he's very diabolical, but you know what's funny? I'd rather have this type of villain than the guy from Black Widow, right? Like, if you look at it, like, he's very diabolical. But my favorite scene with him is when he has Bond tied up and the laser's going through.
Oh, yeah,
right?
The laser.
Yeah, and then they had the famous line. And that's what I was saying. Like, one of the famous lines from it is from Goldfinger. When he tells the guy, he goes, "Do you expect me to talk?" And he goes, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die."
Oh,
like,
yeah. Great line.
Yeah, it's one of those lines. And I was just like, yeah, that is such a badass movie. Like, he was just there waiting, like, talking to amongst other people while the laser's about to chop this dude up. And yeah, he was very good. I agree. That is a 5 out of 5 performance. He is so good. And I liked when he put on the general suit and he shot the dudes at the end. He was like, he's part of it. He shot the Chinese guy. Then the other guys come in and then he takes the machine gun and shoot the Americans. I thought that was pretty cool. But the only thing I would say is the way he died kind of sucked. Well,
it was hilarious, though.
Well,
it was so funny.
He did get sucked out the window.
That's what I was going to say. I forgot to mention. He almost got away. If he would have got away, I would have been happy. Because at the end, they're like, we didn't catch him, but he won't get far. I wish that he didn't die, so that way he could have been like in the next one. Because again, I've never seen it. But this dude gets sucked out of an airplane window, and it's one of the funniest things. It looked like at the end of Nightmare on Elm Street when he pulls the mom in the door, and she looks like she's made out of a balloon. It's like, it's sucked out the window. Also, I don't know if you would agree, but of all the characters, even like the new Bond films, I feel like this is a villain I would like to see done modern. Because they did Blofeld, you know, in the Daniel Craig movies, right? And they didn't do any of the henchmen. They didn't do Jaws again or even Oddjob. Batista should have been Oddjob when he was in Spectre. That would have been cool. But I don't know about you. I would like to see Goldfinger in another movie, just not called Goldfinger.
I would like it. My only problem is the way they treated Blofeld in the modern version. I was like, please don't bring back any classic characters because like I felt like for some reason like they have the urge to when they bring an old character to modern take, they need to change something. Like why? Like he was so good in the original, you don't need to change him. Just make him more diabolical. Like that's what I want. But yeah, I agree with you. If the new Bond movie starts off with a better Goldfinger character, you're gonna sell everybody. I mean, depending on who it is.
All I'm saying is his plans have to do with finances, and that's a very modern thing that you could still do.
How about if it's played by your boy, the guy who plays Kingpin as Goldfinger?
Oh, Vincent D'Onofrio? That would be kind of awesome. That would be pretty. Sign me up. Sign me up. I'd be in on that. I liked it. I thought he was great.
And then Pussy Galore could be Margot Robbie.
I'll buy 2 tickets. I'll buy 2 tickets back to back.
Well, technically, you can't use Pussy Galore now because of the whole.
No, they'll do like Austin Powers and call her a lot of vagina.
A lot of vagina.
That was the Austin Powers version from the lady from Third Rock from the Sun. A lot of vagina. Yeah.
A lot of vagina. So,
that was Ivana Hump-a-Lot. A lot of vagina was the other girl.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. But oh man, Goldfinger. Yeah, I gave him a 5. You gave him a 5. All right, action scenes.
This is not a 5 for me still. I don't think To me, I don't think these old bombs are capable of a Nate 5. I really don't, because they're good. This one I would put on par with the last movie. I thought the action was good. Again, these are not as action focused as some of the newer Bond movies. They are more story driven, dialogue driven, with spurts of action. That being said, this one has good action in it. You know, that plane scene at the end was funny. The only thing is, like, because this movie, there's a lot of like wide shots of like planes and stuff, and it looks like it's just like a little toy plane in front of a blue screen. So things like that, those are the reasons I can't give it a 5. But there you get a lot of shooting in this. I love that fight in the beginning. So the fight in the beginning, he blows up this drug factory. That was great. He puts all the explosives on the things.
That would look so weird though.
The stuff he puts on it. Yeah, he puts the white caca cream all over the all over the canisters. Blows them up. Yeah, it just looks like a tube of white turd. And then he blows them up, right? Okay, great start. He goes to the room. He sees the reflection in the lady's eyeball. He lets the lady get chopped. And then he fights this guy. And this fight is so funny because they're fighting. And at one point, James Bond just grabs the dude's calf. And he's like holding his leg. I'm like, what is he trying to do there?
Yes, he was trying to do like a leg whip or something.
What was the technique? Yeah. It ended up doing nothing, but it made me laugh. Throws him in the bathtub, electrocutes the guy. I was like, okay, this is a pretty good start. And then he just leaves the chick on the floor like, peace out.
And he says, so shocking.
Yeah, so shocking. What a line. What a line. There's a lot of humor in this movie too, by the way. So, and then after that, you get your standard stuff. You get Odd Job karate chops the crap out of it. His hand comes on screen like this. And I'm like, oh, he's about to chop this dude to hell. And sure enough, boom, right in the back of the neck. James Bond knocked out. Love the karate chops. But again, if you're listening to me, I'm laughing a lot talking about the action. And that's why it's not a 5. That's why it's not a 5. It's karate chops, weird wrestling, some shooting, and then you get some chases, like car chase, plane chase, whatever. You know what I mean? Like standard stuff, but well done. I gave it a 4. I think it's equal to the last movie.
Yeah, I agree. I would. It's not a perfect a 4. Yeah, I think it is great. I mean, there is some funny scenes when he fights. Yeah, when he fights Odd Job, and there's some weird parts of that too, which I was just like, this is not a good fight scene. Especially when he grabs Odd Job's arm and he looked like he was trying to break it, like on a corner of the wall. Yeah. And you see Odd Job just laughing, like, dude, you can't hurt me. Like just like, so you had that. You're right. The fight scene in the beginning is one of the most funniest fights I think so far that I've seen in a Bond movie.
It was great.
But again, Sean Connery's not a brawler. Like, even if you look at even the first 2 films when he fights, it looks horrible. Even Roger Moore looked horrible. And he's later on. So, like, the fighting doesn't even get better till Daniel Craig, to be honest, because Pierce Brosnan had no fights in it. No. So if you really look at it, it took him a great 40 years for Bond to become a brawler. So, but I'm okay with it. Like, I liked it. You had some good scenes. You had the car scene. Oh, the scene in the woods with the DB5, and he puts the slick oil, the gas.
Oh, yeah. The little machine gun.
I thought it was cool. Yeah, the machine gun, yeah. And what's cool is the guy who got ejected out the seat had me laughing so hard. And so funny. Again, it's a modern.
And then the roof was back on after he got ejected. Did you notice?
Yeah.
Like, the roof came off, and then later they showed it again. It's back on.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things that it depends on which way you want to go. I liked it. I thought it was good, and it's for its time. I think it was great. I think they had a great amount of action, even when it was the army versus whatever at the end. Yeah. I mean, it was just so far fetched. Like everyone was shooting at each other with fake blanks because it was just like shooting all over the place.
Yeah,
you get lost in it. But I thought I had a fun time with it, so I gave it a great. All right, storyline.
Okay, I actually think this is a great storyline.
Yeah, because it was
amazing storyline.
Huh? Dude, no, I was like, this one, I think you kind of figured it out in 2 minutes what the movie was about.
Yeah, thank God. This is the first one that is not confusing at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's very straightforward. I think that helps. Why are you confusing me, Dr. No? Why are you making this where I don't know what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Robert Shaw.
Yeah, come on, man. Robert Shaw with just silent guy. I did like him, though. But, this one, straightforward. This dude he smuggles gold. He's working with the mafia. He's a criminal. He's an international criminal. That's what he is. That's easy. You just tell me that. And I think it helps that he's in it a lot so that you can get the plot better when these guys are off screen and it's just two other people talking about the guy and you never get to see him, it makes it harder to follow. Whereas this guy, you see him doing stuff and he's explaining what he's doing. He's explaining his plan. I'm for it. Give me that in this kind of movie. Give me that all day. And it was a good, like I said, a great plot. I liked it. They go to a lot of places. They go to Miami. They go to Tennessee. And everybody you never saw, I thought you see James Bond in Tennessee. Well, you can see it in this movie. They go to Fort Knox. You know, like, I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it moved quick. The pacing was good. The other two, you remember we talked about, there are parts that are like, they're kind of slow. They're kind of boring because you don't know what's going on and it's just people talking. This time, the whole time I was engaged. I knew I was like into it the whole time. I gave it a 5. I think this is the best storyline of the Connery ones that I've watched so far.
Yeah, I told you this. I told you before the movie, so I was like, I think you're gonna like this one the best. Out of the 3 that we did, I think this one's gonna go up your alley. Because I felt like this one had an easier plot to remember. The whole thing was Goldfinger. Like, they introduced the Goldfinger character and it was over. You already knew what they were talking about. And the minute they talked about we're gonna hijack Fort Knox, you were like, okay, that is it. That's all you need to know. It's not about a decryption box for the Russians and all this crap. So I agree. I gave it a 5. I think it's a fantastic plot line. It is fun. It was good. You're engaged. 007 is playing golf with the mastermind. It is one of the funniest things. It's like they could kill this guy right now, but they just decide. And he pays him when he loses. Yeah. Like, that is badass, dude. He's like, okay,
you want me to make this check out to cash, don't you? He's like, yes.
He was like, thank you. So, like, to me, it's actually really cool. Now, I wanted to tell you, there's a character played by Martin Benson. His name is Solo. Remember the guy where he goes, I want my money, the $1 million? And he goes, you know what, guys? You guys talk amongst yourself when I take this guy to the back? Yes. That is the assassin from The Man with the Golden Gun in the beginning. Remember? When he goes into the island and the midget goes, go away this way, mister. Yeah. Okay. Remember him? And then he shoots Al Capone's wax, and he goes, ow. Yeah. What did I do? Ow, my bad. Oh, it's the same actor. That's Martin Benson. That's the same dude. Yeah, that's the same. So I was like, oh my God. I was like, he was in Man with the Golden Gun years later. So I was like, that's actually pretty cool. But other than that, I think that everything was actually flowed very well. It's not a Bond movie that drags or gets boring. Maybe some people might think it's boring because there's not as much action there. But I think the storyline is well enough, and it gives you a good roller coaster of a ride with Bond. I think Sean Connery does a great job leading the characters and through with each other. So, and I think what helps with the storyline is that each actor did a great job with each other. Like, they all had chemistry, whether it's Pussy Galore and like the scene where Pussy Galore is laying on the couch and he's touching her and he's like, what are you going to do with your money? And she's just like, get away from me. Like, she's drinking like that scene. Like, it's funny. It's like it's a dumb scene, but it's actually pretty cool. Like, she's like creeped out. She's just like, whatever.
You're gross,
and then
man. Don't touch me.
Yeah. And then he's like, and then he puts her out. He goes, oh, sir, there's guys with binoculars looking. He goes, oh, it's a good thing we did not kill 007. How about we just get him? And she tells Pussy Galore to put something more nice and take Bond around, and that's when he forced himself in the barn. But like, I like that. Like, it doesn't, like, it just showed you like how the characters were all, it just worked very well. Like, she wasn't there for the mastermind thing. She just there to get paid, and that's it. I'm out. But she was just like, get away from me, you creepo. So I like that.
Also, I think it was hilarious that like her main thing is like she's an airplane pilot.
Yeah, but she's like a stunt driver though.
Yeah,
they were
the
all
flying
doing
pussies or whatever they're called. Whatever her group is called. Yeah, the Flying Galores. I don't know. Something like that. They're like the Blue Angels, but women.
Yeah,
it's all women.
He said the flying pussies. Oh my
something
God.
like that. I don't remember. It was great.
Idiot. Yeah, 5 across the board overall.
Guess what we're getting here, baby? The first one. I'm gonna give this one a 5. I think. Oof. I can give this a 5 without the action being a 5 because it's a great film. It's a great film. It has if you break down all the elements individually, you have a great lead, you got a great Bond, a great villain, a great henchman, lots of cool Bond girls, okay? Because, he seduces the first one, okay, she dies. But then her sister, she's trying to assassinate Goldfinger. It doesn't play huge into the plot, but it's cool. She got the gun. She's a horrible shot because she's trying to, she almost shoots Bond. And then she's like, I was trying to shoot Goldfinger. It was like, you weren't even close, lady. But still, it adds a little spice, you know what I mean? And then Pussy Galore was cool. I liked her attitude, man. She was just like, look, I want to make my money and I want to get out of here. I don't care. I love that. So you got great characters, right? You get M, you get Q.
Yeah, Q was funny.
When he was still he was old, but he was younger than he was later on. You get the whole Q scene where they're going over all the, they had the bulletproof vest and then the smoke thing and all the gadgets. That was great. You get his little Moneypenny interaction. Like, what did this movie not have? If you have a Bond checklist, I think it checks literally every single box. Great opening, cold opening, song, characters, fun action, good story, great villain. I got nothing. It's a 5.
I agree. It's funny, like, because I was tossed between a 4 and a 5, but then I started to think more, like, was there anything missing that this movie needed? And I didn't think so. The score was fantastic. Dude, the score from beginning to end is one of the best scores. I think Goldfinger so far, besides Russia with Love, has to be one of the best soundtracks in the Bond franchise. Because you were really engaged in the movie. And you're right, even with M, which I thought was funny, when M was talking to him, right? And then he goes and starts flirting with Moneypenny. And he goes, 007, I think it's time to go. Like, he interrupts them all the time. Yeah. So I think that was actually pretty cool. And what did he say? He goes, Moneypenny, he has a date with me tonight.
Yeah. And then she's like, so I still have a chance or whatever. And then she throws the hat on the thing and you could see in his face, like, dang it. He's like, he tries so hard to do it and she just does it like it's no big deal.
Yeah, I think the relationship, this one thing I got to say, Moneypenny and Bond, like throughout the years, he never gets with her. Yeah. It's just a flirting thing. And I think it's actually pretty cool because they don't get it together. It's just that they have this love for each other because you could tell he loves her. Yeah. They have this not hate, but this love connection, but it's like they can't because of work. Like, there's something that's in the middle, whether it's M or it's just work. It's like, he doesn't want to date someone in the job. And I think that is awesome. I think that's what makes it fun. And even they hinted a little bit with that with Moneypenny and the Daniel Craig. Like, when you see them having that big flirtatious thing, but it doesn't get too far-fetched. And I liked it. I thought that's pretty cool. But Q is my dude. I always like Q and Bond. When he's like, next time, can you bring it in one piece? He goes, I try. And the car still gets destroyed. Yeah. So it's like, and he goes, you always touch something, 007. When he grabs on the table, he grabs the grenade. Yeah. He gives it and puts it back down. So, like, I always like those interactions. Yeah, Goldfinger, excellent villain. Pussy Galore was great. Even Jill, I thought, all the Bond females so far fit the film. He's like, I don't feel like it was forced or not thrown in there for the hell of it. I think they all worked very well for each of the times we've seen the movie. So other than that, I gave it a 5 also, which is kind of rare because I don't typically go all crazy with the overall, but this one deserves a 5 all around. So with that said, total points.
Odd Job Forever, by the way. Great. The best henchman so far. Like, he's just hilarious. He can't talk.
Him and Robert Shaw.
Yeah, he's Korean, so he just goes like, He just makes noises. But just watching him crush the golf ball is worth watching the whole movie for. Bond's like, here's the ball. He just goes like, he's so mad. He crushes the golf ball. It just makes me laugh. Overall, a 24 out of a 25. I love this movie. I thought it was great. You know what's weird? 2 of the first 3 Bond movies were named after the villain. Like, the first one's called Dr. No, and he's the bad guy. And this one's called Goldfinger, and he's the bad guy. Only the second one wasn't, but yeah, I think, it's a great film. I was surprised. I thought I might like it, but I'm surprised I liked it as much as I did.
Yeah, I got the same score, 24, also across the board. I love this movie. It's funny, I don't remember much. Thunderball, Diamonds Are Forever, and I think there's one more.
From Russia with Love. No, we saw From Russia with Love.
We already saw that one.
Thunderball.
You Only Live Twice? This has to be one of my favorite ones, though. I think this one is pretty good. I think this is the peak because now he starts to get older, because this is 65, so you're looking at maybe 67, 68 is the next one. Uh-huh. So you start to see them get older, which I believe is Thunderball is the next one, if I'm correct. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to the older ones now that we're watching them, because I don't watch the Sean Connery era as much. Mm-hmm. But I'm liking it. I think this is perfect. I think anyone will love this. You got the soundtrack, you got the villains, you got the girls, you got the cars, you got the gadgets, you got everyone that you want. Money, Penny, M, you got Q. You got them all here. And I loved it. I think it's pretty good. So 24 across the board. Nate, what is coming up next?
All right. So next episode, we'll be continuing with our spy month. So we will not be doing a James Bond, but Maxwell Smart. We're going to be doing a little Get Smart, an action comedy, which we haven't done a ton of here. We did the Rush Hour movies and, there's some comedy in Lethal Weapon, but I would call that more of an action movie with comedy. This is like an action comedy, pretty much. So we're going to be doing some Get Smart. And then, of course, next week, you were correct. The next Sean Connery film will be Thunderball. So we will be doing a little Thunderball again. Will be a first-time watch for me. I'm in with Sean Connery. So far, I haven't hated any of them. And I really like this one. So we'll see how this goes.
Well, you're going to like Thunderball because I believe that one is in Jamaica. It's more water.
Let's go.
Like in more beach type storyline. Okay. From what I remember. So that one you might like a lot. It's more beachy.
Tropical Bond.
Yeah, Tropical Bond this time. Yeah. I always like the Tropical Bonds.
Same.
Those are pretty cool. Yeah.
You guys little shorts. He's always at some kind of beach. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. And then I believe You Only Live Twice. I think that's the one that he plays a Japanese guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can't wait for that. Yeah, and then Diamonds Are Forever has to be his last one. So
that one's got the best song. That opening song is great.
It is. Yeah. But other than that, guys, you guys want to follow us in our social media accounts, please follow Nate over on Instagram at Netflix Reviews. Check out the podcast with him and his friends called Netflix Movie Reviews. Anything action movie, guys, head over to youtube.com/geeksandflakes for the video version of the podcast, or head over to Instagram at Action Movie Guys Podcast. Other than that, I'm your host, Alex Figueroa. My co-host is
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
Be awesome to each other and geek out.